It's great to follow both Bonnie and Katie and Isabel talking about careers. I'm here today to talk to you about student success as it relates to our student employees on campus. You may or may not know, by the way, I'm Deanna, your Training and Development Manager. I know most of you. You may or may not know that our largest growing segment of employees here on campus is student employees, and they are the largest segment of employees on campus. But we weren't doing anything with them. We were employing them, but from orientation or professional development or training, it was really up to the department. So we decided, took a look at the strategic plan certainly, and looked at that impact goal number 1 talks about the criticality of the student experience outside of the classroom, and certainly employment opportunities do that. Also in our priorities for students, we said we wanted to advance our students not just academically, but also professionally and personally, and employment has that opportunity. And then of course our culture says we want to foster a climate for all of us to do our best work, and we think that that includes student employees as well. So there are some studies too that show that students who work 20 hours or less per week actually statistically do better in school on average than non-student workers. And the University of Iowa did a study of their own student employee workforce and revealed that student employees are more likely to stay in school and more likely to graduate. And they found, and I've heard this from you as well, the reason is our student employees feel connected, they're supported by you, their coworkers, supervisors, and really we understand what they're going through academically, but also helping them professionally. So I've created a new student employee orientation that's being offered every quarter. It started last fall quarter. I have one tomorrow, as a matter of fact, with the new hires for winter quarter. Remember when you were hired, what did you learn? The history, the values, the mission. Talked about where you fit in the org chart. HR policies, of course, always a good thing. Ethics. Terms of employment, talking about that. I'll talk a little bit more about job responsibilities and competencies and skills. I think that's a very important piece for our students. I'm also going to elaborate a little bit on the professionalism in the workplace that we talk about in that orientation with them. But we talk about attendance or all those state policies, including use of university resources. Sexual harassment and workplace violence. I will shout out to Joshua Gibson and the IT group. That's how they got me thinking about this, is they asked me to come in and do a training for their department. I was like, boy, nobody talks to student employees about this. How do they know, right? Not only sometimes is this their first job, it's maybe their first professional job that doesn't come with fries, right? But Safe Campus or Influence Without Authority, many of them are front-facing, so customer service. So when we talk about job responsibilities, I tell them it's a commitment. You know, it's a responsibility. You're expected to come to work on time, to follow a schedule, to be respectful, to call out. I share a story. One of the managers was explaining when his first job, he didn't know he had to call out every day. He called out the first day, and the second day his boss called him back like, where are you? Oh, I'm still sick. But you don't know until somebody tells you that, right, when you have your first work experience. So obviously, and working with their cell phone. I do a lot talking about job competencies. Most of our students are student office assistants. They are not just clerical. Look what they're building and fostering relationships in a diverse workplace. They're helping to hit goals and deadlines with an attention to detail. Those are very transferable resume skills, and certainly career transferable. Outside of the classroom, what they're learning, they can then apply that. So we talk about that and certainly imply to them that this is just more than just a clerical job, if you will. Also, the professionalism in the workplace, that these are real jobs. They should be treated as such. What I also tell them is this is an opportunity for professional development. I get asked a lot, can student employees come to professional development? Absolutely, they're employees, right? So they have that same opportunity. So this is a great, an excellent occasion for them to get skills outside of the classroom, to apply what they learn or to get even further their skills in doing that. So, and of course, if they are no longer a student, we have to talk about that they're no longer a student employee and those kind of expectations. So again, I'm telling them that. We're going to expand on this. In the second week of April, you're going to see me come out with the Student Employee Appreciation Week. Everybody has an organization, so do student employees. There is across hundreds of colleges and universities have been doing it across the nation. And this week gives us an opportunity to show our appreciation for the student employees, but it also is to kind of bring awareness both on and off campus about the influences. They help run our day-to-day operations. Many of you said I couldn't do it without my student employees, right? We cried when our 4-year employee left HR because she'd been with us forever, right? So it's going to be a week of lunch and learn activities geared toward them, professional development, talking about their job-related skills. And then we're going to have a Distinguished Student Employee Award and award them a $1,000 scholarship. There is a national award for a $5,000 scholarship that next year will be in the pipeline to do that for them. So we're definitely going to model it after UW's Distinguished Staff Award as well, to start recognizing the efforts that they put here. So I look forward to seeing you then, and please send me your student employees for that orientation and training. I reach out to everyone when I see that they're hired, because they really are a significant part of our workforce and definitely helps the student success. Thanks.